Welcome back, dear viewers, and you're still watching The Breakfast Show on Now TV International. As we said earlier, we shall be talking about Africa Day. On the 25th of May of each year, we celebrate Africa Day, a day of unity and solidarity, and also symbolizing the aspirations of the African nations for a brighter future and also sustainable development goals. And in this regard, Egypt reaffirms its unwavering commitment to foster constructive cooperation and strengthen the development of the nation and also promote peace across the continent. And in this regard, we're most delighted to have with us over the phone Ambassador Souad Shalaby, former Assistant Minister of Foreign Affairs for African Affairs. Good morning, Dr. Souad.
Good morning.
Good morning to you. We're very happy to have you with us and talking about Africa Day. And Egypt was actually one of the founding members of the Organization of African Unity back in 1963. From your perspective, how do you see, or how has Egypt's role within decades within the African Union actually evolved since then, and what legacy does it actually contribute or does it actually continue to uphold in today's Africa Day?
As you know, that the Egyptian contribution to the African Union started since 25th of May 1963, when the Organization of African Unity was created, and the Egyptian contribution was very active from the very beginning. So it was Egypt and many African leaders who have been proposed to this creation, and later on it has been transformed into the AU, which is now the African Union. So the continent has many leaders and has a lot to offer to the world, and that is why every year we celebrate not only Egypt but all the African countries and the embassies of Africa around the world. They celebrate the Africa Day on this day, the 25th of May, because actually it represents a long historical struggle of African nations against the imperialists and against racial discrimination that took place a long time in South Africa, for instance. So, of course, it is a day to remember, and the world celebrates this day. Mm-hmm. And of course, Egypt has a big role to play.
Yes, of course, and actually this day that we celebrate on the 25th of each year honors African unity and prosperity as well, and also the progress of the two nations, of the nations. So could you share with us how Egypt actually integrates this vision of unity into its foreign policy and also towards sub-Saharan Africa, and especially in light of its historical leadership with the continent?
Yes, of course. The Minister of Foreign Affairs has celebrated this day in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, and mm-hmm. have invited all the African ambassadors who are based in Cairo, and also all the foreign ministers who have been in Egypt, all his predecessors. That means his predecessors. That is why the role of Egypt in African Union is very strong and very active. We have our role in the peace and security. We have our role in the economics, in the sustainable development, in the we have the role in the development. Actually, we share with all the other other countries in Africa the economic the economic celebration of economic
progress.
Progress, exactly. Especially that every year we have the strategy that towards 2063. Every year we celebrate it, and we look forward that every year we manage to do a little bit more than every year in order to reach the Agenda 2063, which all the countries in Africa and the African Union are looking forward to achieve. So there are many ways and means that Egypt, especially that Egypt is contributing to African Union, and the Minister Madr Abdelati have indicated in his speech, and also President Sisi in his statement of celebration. He has mentioned how much Egypt is involved in the progress of African Union. Every year we contribute to the different organs, whether it is social and whether it is economics or political or peace and security, and also the women, the women and the youth. This year there is a big focus on women and youth, and yes, how it is important that we engage the women and youth in the economics and in the theme. As you know, the EU theme this year is justice for Africans and people of the African descent through reparations. And this theme is very important for all of African countries. That is why the Egyptian government and other African governments are focusing on this theme, and will eventually have many programs and many like for instance, every government have to focus on this theme and try to do some projects and programs in order to achieve it.
Yes, actually, each year Egypt hosts a range of cultural events during this month in regards of Africa Day. Cultural events and also diplomatic events, concerts, exhibitions, and many more. How do you think, or how did you actually see such cultural diplomacy shaping Egypt's image across Africa and the continent?
Yes, every country is proud of its identity, of its African identity, and in order to celebrate Africa Day, every country focuses on the identity, on the culture, on the heritage that links all the African together, especially the language, the traditions, and the sense of belonging to the community. And that is, of course, very present in the opportunity to educate. In education, it gives an opportunity to educate the children and the youth about the future of the country and how the continent have achieved so much during the past years and the challenges that face the African continent. Of course, the potentials are a lot because there is a lot. The percentage of youth is more, and the future is bright for the youth, for the African youth. So we are hoping to reach political stability, to reach economic development and good governance in Africa. And of course, the African Union encourages dialogue among African nations in order to find solutions to common challenges and to stop the wars that are taking place, whether it is in Sudan or it is in DRC. And that is why it is important to have a sustainable development agenda and to look for peaceful solutions to conflicts.
Yes, you just mentioned a very important point about the security and the stability of the region, and the unity and the dialogue between Egypt and the African countries is very important to encourage this topic in specific. So how do you think, or how did we reach to this point, at this point, how did we achieve so far? Do you think we succeeded in reaching a good dialogue to reach the sustainable development goals and also to reach stability and to ensure security and stability in the region?
Well, as you said in the beginning, we are doing our best, and we are trying to remember our forefathers who have been doing many sacrifices in order to liberate Africa, and every year we renew this heritage and this shared vision of Africa, the future of Africa, especially that we raise the awareness of the future leaders who are the youth, and we try to inspire the young people to take active role in shaping Africa's future. And we encourage them to participate in discussions and initiatives to promote growth and development. This is important so that they know the youth will take the lead and we engage, whether it is in civil society or engage in government, and will have a role to play, and in order to stop any conflicts and to try to solve the conflicts in a peaceful manner.
Yes, of course, and actually President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi also has emphasized stronger economic and infrastructure cooperation with African nations, and we have witnessed a lot of cooperation between Egypt and African countries in different sectors, from economic deals and also boosting the cooperation between Egypt and the African countries. So in your experience, how does actually this reflect Egypt's broader development partnership across the continent?
Yes, as I said, Egypt plays a very important role since the inception, and also until now Egypt has a big role to play, especially in the African Union, in the peace and security, in the peace, in all the peacekeeping missions. Egyptian contingencies, like for instance military, police, and civilians, they all have Egyptian contribution. We are mainly one of the main Big Ten contributors to peace missions in Africa, Egypt. And Egypt has, of course, the CCCPA, which is the Cairo Regional Center for Training for Peacekeeping Missions. And this is only focused on Africans. They get the training and they get the capacity building here in Egypt. And also the reconstruction after conflicts. There is a center for reconstruction that has been hosted in Egypt. So there are many contributions of Egypt to peaceful conflicts in Africa.
Yes, Ambassador Souad Shalaby, former Assistant Minister of Foreign Affairs and for African Affairs, thank you so much for your valuable insights regarding this topic. And dear viewers, a short break and we will be right back.